Hi, I'm Nicola Cairncross.
Hi, hello, hey, hi.
I'm going to talk to you about success. Yes.
Hi everyone, it's Nicola here, and as you can see, it's not always sunny in Greece. Today is a slightly overcast day, but I've still got a fabulous backdrop behind me, as you can see. I'm sitting on a rock on the main beach in Stupa, and you can see that the sea is like an absolute mill pond behind me, which is absolutely fabulous. So what do I need to tell you about today? Right, well, I've just launched my Facebook ads masterclass, and if you go to the Facebook ads page, it's facebook.com/Nicola Cairncross UK, and you'll see a video outlining the 7 biggest mistakes that people make with their Facebook campaigns, and in there's a link to a free Facebook ads masterclass. Now the reason I'm sharing this is because it's really important to be able to get traffic to your sales pages, your opt-in pages. Otherwise you just won't have an online business. You need to be able to attract new prospects to your offers, and I think that Facebook ads is the best way, but especially if you've got a low budget. I mean, I do a lot of my advertising on budgets of £10 a day, £5 a day to start with, so it's really very cool if you can learn how to do it. So that's what's happening this week. Oh, I've been asked to speak in Brisbane in June, which is really exciting, and I'm also going to Portugal in May, which is also really exciting. So looking forward to coming out of Stupa for a little while and then coming back to live here for a couple of years while venturing out to do speaking engagements. I'm really looking forward to that. Let's crack on with the Vzine, shall we? Hi Neil and all the Aussie entrepreneurs, it's Nicola Cairncross here, coming to you from a balcony in Stupa in Greece, and I'm waggling my passport because I have just this second booked my flight to come and talk to you all about how to be everywhere online. I'm really looking forward to getting together with my old muckers Neil and Matt, and I'll be sharing with you how you can turn one tiny piece of content into a multimedia piece of content that you can be everywhere online with, building your authority, attracting new customers. And I know because I've done it. I did it for Neil back in the day with 2 blog posts a week. I do it myself now with just a few minutes of video every week. And if you want to come and get to know me a bit better, then the best place is to come to YouTube, put in Nicola Cairncross, and you can see some of my weekly V-zines. And they show off the gorgeous place that I live in Greece. And also you'll get to know a little bit about me and the kind of content that you can expect from me. I'm going to be sharing everything. I'm going to be bearing everything. I'm going to be no holds barred to teach you guys how you can be everywhere online in under 2 hours a week. Really looking forward to seeing you all. See you soon. Today I wanted to talk to you about creativity, and this has been prompted by me being invited to join a creative writing group. Now, I have 5 books on Amazon right now, but they're all business books, or they've all been created from transcripts of things, which involved, you know, an input from me, i.e. editing and making some sense of it all. And a couple of the books I actually wrote myself from scratch. So the thought of going to a creative writing group absolutely scares the living donuts out of me because a creative writing book group is all about writing a novel. Now, this is not something I've ever even aspired to do. I certainly didn't think that I would ever be able to do it. So I'm scared. I'm scared that I won't be able to do it, and I'm scared that I will sit in that group of novel writers and I won't be able to do it and I'll feel like a fool, but I'm going to do it anyway. Now, being scared is not something I feel very often. I feel scared about a lot of things like the dark and spiders and stuff like that, but actually when it comes to work, there's not a lot of stuff that frightens me. I said yes to a big speaking gig when I'd never spoken before. My first speaking gig was at Haythrop House, which is a really posh country pile for the Institute of Management Accountants, and I'd never actually spoken in public before, apart from little meetings like BNI and things like that where you speak for a minute at a time. I did that. I wasn't really particularly scared of doing that, but this scares me. It scares me because I don't know if I'm creative enough, and I don't like not being good at things. I'm going to do it anyway. And in preparation, I started looking for structures, because I find that creativity works better when it's got some sort of structure around it. For example, when we do our podcast every week, we have a very loose agenda, which is what's happened this week, what's fueled your fire in Stephen Covey's terms. That's where you get, you read something or you see something or you get input from an article and it makes you feel more enthusiastic about what you're doing. Then we go on to Client Challenge of the Week. Then we have Word of the Week, which sort of is a one-word summary of what our week's been like and why. Then we have project updates, and then we have who or what's impressed. And that's what I call a structure. When I do these Vzines, for example, first thing Phoebe and I did was work out a structure. Okay, we want an introduction, we want what's been happening in your week, we want a middle bit, which is where I talk to you about creativity, for example, and then we want an end bit, which is what's been on the blog and what's been on the podcast. And then in between, we're going to have shots of Greece. Again, a structure. So when I was invited to this creative writing group, I went looking for structures. I thought there must be a way to do this, so I simply Googled how to write a novel. And the person who'd invited me, to be fair, had sent me links to various courses, but I wanted to know if there was any structured way of doing it. Sure enough, there is the snowflake method. So basically what that does is it gives you a way of building out a novel, the bits of a novel, taking your raw ideas, and I've got some raw ideas, and building it out into a synopsis, list of characters, who each character is. I already know about archetypes, so in each novel there are various archetypes within the characters. So I know more about writing a novel than I did last week. So that's pretty cool. So if you're feeling that you're not a creative person, I bet you are. I bet given the right structure to do what you want to do, you could probably come up with some ideas. And the funny thing is that when you start working on this stuff, ideas start to come. So it was, I was sort of thinking about the whole creative writing group, and I was cooking dinner one night and some ideas started to come, something that I could perhaps base my first novel on. So which comes first, the structure or the ideas? Who knows? There was a great expression by a life coach we all knew called Mark Forster, and he used to say, whenever something's daunting you or terrifying you, just say to yourself, I'll just get the file out. Because if you just get the file out, there's a damn good chance you're going to carry on working on something. But it's less terrifying to say, I'll just get the file out, than it is to say, I'm going to start my novel today. I hope that helps. Why don't you let me know underneath in the comments if you're on Facebook or YouTube or the blog, comments link above, if you're a creative person, and if so, do you have any helpful structures that you use? And if you don't think of yourself as a creative person but you want to do something creative, then let me know and I'll see if I've got a structure or I've come across a structure in the past that might be able to help you. Yeah, I've just got back from a walk down the village and back, and I thought of a few more bits I just wanted to say about creativity. It's not just about making music or making art or writing books, being creative. It's about creating something that wasn't there before. So, for example, when I do a bit to camera and just get my thoughts out of my head and make a video, and then someone else takes it and makes it into a really cool edited video like Phoebe does for me. I'm being creative and so is she, because she's taking what I produce and making it better, and I'm taking just a thought that's in my head and turning it into something real. And then when I then get it transcribed and turn it into a blog post and put a picture to it to illustrate what I'm thinking about, and then it gets turned into a podcast, and then it gets put onto Instagram as a meme. That's a lot of creativity coming out of one thought. So don't feel that you're not a creative person if you're not making music or art or writing books. If you're doing anything at all where you're creating something out of nothing, you're a creative person. And creativity is just one of the things that gives you so much pleasure and satisfaction that I really wouldn't want anyone to miss out on being creative and enjoying it and making something where there wasn't anything before, just because it's not music or art or books. So go out there, be creative, be productive, enjoy it whatever form you choose to do it in. and I just wanted to tell you all about what's on the podcast this week. The last couple of weeks on the podcast, we've had some great interaction with our episodes. One of them, which was 10,000 hours of fascination, was all about how you need to really get stuck into a subject to really enjoy it and really get good at it. How to become a Zulu expert if you know Jim Slater's work. Both my kids, Phoebe and Nelzen, have recently done this. Nelzen with his music production and Phoebe with her video production. They've both self-taught, and well, Nelson's at college, so he's learned a bit there as well, presumably. But they've spent a lot of their own spare times getting really stuck into learning how to do things and become really good at it. And Phoebe's been out filming lots of stuff for free just to get the experience and get stuff in her portfolio. And Nelson's just secured his second record deal, so I'm seriously proud of both of them. So you've got to be interested in the topic enough to want to spend your spare time doing it, and Malcolm Gladwell it was that coined the phrase 10,000 hours. He talks about it in his book Outliers, about how the people that really get good at things are not just the most talented people, but the people who spend the most time at it. So go and check that podcast episode out. On the blog at the moment, I'm carrying on with my series of little stories taken from the book Mindset, Marketing and Money. That's my book, and I'm just picking out gorgeous little stories from each person's interview and sharing them in the way of a short blog post and a meme with a quote from it, which goes onto Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and spreads the words in lots of different ways about these amazing interviews in this book, Mindset, Marketing and Money. I've also embedded my 7 Facebook marketing mistakes onto the blog, so if you want to go and catch the written version of that, I've put a PDF there for you to download if you don't want to watch a video, but the video's there as well. So it's also got captions on it, because I've learned how to do captions on YouTube and Facebook videos this week, and I share that in my How to Be Everywhere Online course. You can get a link to the free webinar, How to Be Everywhere Online, just by going to nicolacairncross.com and clicking on the How Can I Help button, and you'll see Be Everywhere Online on a drop down menu there. Just sign up. We've got a couple of sessions a week we're running that, so it's great. It's getting a good response, and I really think you'll enjoy it if you're even remotely interested in marketing yourself on social media. And that's me done this week. I really hope you've enjoyed this week's Vzine and the new location from a rock on a beach in Greece. See you later. If I can get off this rock. Fantastic, I got through all of that without the chainsaws going. That's amazing. I look nuts, but I'm not. I'll buy my cheese pie while I'm thinking about it. Let me just show you cheese pies. These are the most delicious things. You buy them fresh from the oven. Yum. You're all looking at me like I'm bonkers. I suppose I am, really. What's on the blog? Can I remember? No. And I've just realised I'm not looking at the camera.